Hello everybody. So this is something that I thought might be fun to show off. So right now I'm actually late in a two-player game with 7 AIs, though a lot of them are dead right now, versus a good friend of mine who I play online games with pretty regularly. So was at the point where he was about to trigger the magic victory, and I had built alliances, diplomatically throughout the entire game with all of the surviving AIs, and so I declared war on him. Everybody else joined in, and so it's all of us against him. Usually, by this point in the game, the AI armies are not, even on brutal, are not like extremely threatening. You can have some like tough fights here and there, but some of the weaknesses start showing up, coming to the fore. However, there's me as the additional potential threat against him for him pulling off the win. So what is happening here is I actually set up a teleport outpost near his capital, and my three main armies, with three more backup armies just behind it, are here moving in for an attack. So I don't know if he was not aware of me or if he wasn't quite expecting this, but he doesn't have 3 stacks of 18 troops here. He was able to bring in some pretty powerful units though. Additionally, earlier in the game, he took the new Destiny of Ruin trait and picked Shadow because he's playing an Undead build. So we have this Age of Death here, which means that my army, which is has lots of healing associated with it, is going to be fairly severely nerfed. And since his ruler is here, whenever one of my units die, they become a decaying zombie. So this is a big advantage for him. There is also a Spelljammer in place, which means all of my spells are going to cost twice as many casting points. Luckily, however, or unluckily, depending how you see it, my spells are all pretty weak. I have not been focusing as much on battle magic, so I'll still be able to cast 3 or 4 of them in the battle, though they aren't super impactful. However, on the plus side for me, one more negative for me is that he has a bunch of 20th level heroes. He's Shadow, which gives you a lot of opportunities to maximize your power level with your heroes. So he took advantage of it. So he has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 almost 20th level heroes, and then a level 10. Whereas my heroes are a little bit more modestly leveled. I only have 5 total. He has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6. I only have 5, and they're between levels 11 and 16 on my ruler. However, on the plus side for me, I have I think 4 more troops than he does. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a summon. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Yeah, he has 14. I have 18, so I have 4 more troops. And also, my troops are a bit more capable than their tier would indicate. So, for example, I have this 11th level Battle Saint right here. Only has a tier 3 lance, and some armor, and I'm still doing, let's see, 32, 48 damage, whereas his level 20 warrior with a tier 4 axe is doing 36. I'm Architects, which gives you a lot of base damage, which is really nice. So there's some advantages I have, but we'll see how that plays out. So he doesn't have a lot of defenses on his city, so I just have to deal with these turrets. So what I am going to go ahead and do is, we may see some resyncs here, which is unfortunate, but I don't have a way to just avoid that at this point. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we're back in. I think so what my overall plan is whenever this finishes loading is I'm going to try to deal with these ballista first, and then I am going to do what I can. Okay, so this doesn't have the range, unfortunately. So this is range 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I should have counted that before I did that. So I don't quite have the range to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm very much do not feel threatened by his forces over on this side of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up, I guess, this group of 4. Maybe I'll do a group of 5. I'll move this paladin up as well in order to prepare for this. I'm going to move my dragon Lord over here into this group, because this is a much larger concentration of his power. This right here, I'm going to go ahead and bestow Mark of Prosperity, I guess, on her. I thought a little bit about doing it on my dragon, but I don't think it's quite necessary. I think my dragon is plenty strong enough on its own that it's not going to be necessary. I will summon an elemental here. And then I am going to Ritual of Elements. This will refresh my elemental thing, which will let me do it again next turn. And yes, she will come up here and destroy that ballista, which is very nice, because these are his biggest threat against me in my current position, at least in sort of like forcing me to engage in a way that I do not want to. Yeah, this guy will go up here. Yeah, so one thing that's nice is this is a, halberd fighter right in front of all of his large targets, so that's going to be pretty nice as well. So we are going to move up a little bit here. Not quite close enough that he's going to be able to effectively threaten me, but close enough that I can start dealing with these things. All right, so that's the end of my turn. Let's see what he does. Yeah, so he is likely thinking right now. I did group. Oh yeah, there we go. So he's getting ready as well. He's probably going to try to kill my summon here. And actually, I think it may have created a decaying zombie. Let's see. No, it does not actually. Interesting. It doesn't have the Age of Death, the Curse of Servitude. I'm not sure whether it actually doesn't have it or if this is some sort of bug, but it may be that he can kill this without it generating a zombie, which would be good for me. Okay, so he casts something, I think, or maybe not. Okay, yeah, so he's moving up with this guy. Yeah, so he's just completely ignoring this set. So likely what I'll do is I'll start pushing this group up over in this direction, so that if need be, I can come over here and flank and apply pressure on his left flank here. I have a recruit level prosperity dragon. I used it to replace like a recruit level architect. I'm almost certain this is going to be a good upgrade, but we'll see how important it is, particularly since like its big thing, the Reign of Prosperity, is going to produce something that's going to only do like half the healing that it normally would. I'm actually really curious about like what the overall impact of Age of Death is going to be here. Like it looks pretty bad, but who knows? Maybe it won't be. Maybe healing is still going to be relevant and interesting and useful, and we'll be able to take advantage of it. Or maybe it will end up being overwhelming, and despite the fact that my individual heroes have stronger offensive capabilities than his, that he'll still be able to, overwhelm me with his own healing and the extra damage the damage he can do. Though honestly, like I'm not sure how much impact the damage is going to be, because like for example, let's not look at her because she has so much resistance. But let's look at one of my regular units. So I have this guy right here. Okay, well, part of this is simply because of the defensive stance. So this actually isn't like a great representation of the defensive capabilities, but this is a tough nut for him to crack, I think. But even without it, I think it's like 9 normally, and then like 8 shock resistance. That's still like 17 shock resistance and like 16 resistance to spirit. And like some of his guys, like these giants, the Archon giant right here, the Undead Titan, sorry, and this Fallen Angel, and even some of his heroes are doing have a significant proportion of their damage being spirit, and spirit can't really hurt me very well. I'm also very, very resilient to lightning damage, and he is that's interesting. And he has a mage that is very much he's a mage of potential, which means that their bonus does electricity damage. to my guys. So it's quite possible that he just won't be able to do a lot of damage to me because I'm too resistant, too resilient, and only, you know, like maybe his dragons will end up being impactful enough to be that dangerous. Okay, so we're going to defend. Because, like, once again, I feel comfortable pushing up in this direction because of the fact that I don't think he can do that much to me. I am going to go over on this side. I don't honestly care that much if he kills that, so I'm just not going to worry about it. What I'd like to do is be able to send my dragon after his ruler. I suspect my dragon has the ability to just utterly destroy his ruler, but I would like to see if that is actually true or not. Okay, so that thing's going to move up. That was just a free summon. I have the, Rod of Flora summoning on it. These things are wonderful. Ignore these parts. This is just because it's a dragon, but it's a 0 AP summon, and you know you have to have some growth for that to work. But that is not really that big of a deal. Okay, and I can summon another one of these as mentioned. So this guy's going to come out, and he is going to rush up here and take a shot. Oh, maybe not right there. Is there anywhere I can go to get a better than 45%? No. What can I do? All right. Well, I'm still going to take a shot at this because my goal right now is to. Oh, it froze. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so let's start moving these guys up a little bit. Unless I'm having a connection issue again. Nope, I'm not. All right. This, let's see, so this actually can take a shot at his griffin, his wyvern. So we're going to go ahead and bring that out and see what it can do. A nice 3 hits on 45%. I will not argue with that. Let's see. I'm just going to, I may move her up later. I haven't decided yet. But for now, I'm going to leave her there. This one will move right here. I'll move this up right here. This is going to go right here. These are kind of dangerous, so I may actually just chill out on this side. But what I am going to do right now is I'm going to drop this protective wild growth, mostly because it gets bolstered defense and strengthened, and it'll make these guys even more like ridiculously difficult to fight. But here, actually, I'm going to change my configuration here slightly. What I want to do is I want to advance forward a little bit and make it so all of these guys are in one setup. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to use this protective wild growth to just throw, and also it makes it more difficult for them to get hit with ranged attacks because of the obscurement, but I'm not as worried about it with the dragons because they're not going to be doing ranged attacks. This guy, I can also summon a Devastator Sphere. Yeah, sure, let's try the Devastator Sphere. That may be fun. Whoops, I do not want him to do that. I want the Devastator Sphere. Okay, I guess he can't do anything at the moment, so he's going to just stay there. I will actually throw a Warding Bond on her because I really don't want him to randomly assassinate my Ritualist, particularly this early in the battle. And everybody else is just going to lay down some ridiculously high defenses. I can't shoot anybody here, that's fine. This is range H though, so I should be able to hit things a little bit farther back here in a second. He will stay right here, they will stay right there. My wizard, yeah, I'm going to let these two stay back for a second because I feel like with this allotment of heroes, he may just, you know, come up and try to massacre me. What I will do though is I'm going to move my dragon over here, mostly because I want to be able to protect my Geomancer here. And I am not that concerned about my dragon, him killing my dragon in one round, because lots of defenses, lots of hit points. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I want to do? I'm just going to defend with each of my individuals here. For now, yeah, that's everybody. Okay, so let's see what he does in response. Yeah, these defenses are just so ridiculous. Okay, so he summons something right there. And that's fine. I don't think it can do that much to me. I can't preview it. Yeah, see, like, I guess this guy's super cold resistant, so it's not a big surprise. Yeah, 6 cold resistance. So it's not a huge surprise that this thing isn't going to do a lot of damage to it. But let's see. So this guy, not very much cold resistance, but just plenty of resistance in general. Okay, so looks like he might have summoned a spider there. Yeah, he's moving forward with his summons. You know, a lot of kind of like early, late game battle positioning is about bringing out your summons and, you know, having them probe against your opponent's defenses. Okay, so yeah, so he's trying to take out my Devastator Sphere, which is fair. It's not that important for my strategy, but once again, you know, it's just another one of these summons that I want to use to, you know, see what it can do and what sort of mistakes I can potentially force him into. Yeah, these Undead Titans look great. Like, look at this guy. Look how intimidating he looks. One thing that he doesn't have is, even though he has apparently the capabilities to bring this Angel of Death and this Undead Titan out, is he did not get the enchantment that affects Undead from the new Tome of the Revenants that reduces their vulnerability to spirit and fire damage. So we actually had this event earlier that made everything more vulnerable to fire damage, which, you know, I was fairly pleased with. Not that I do a lot of fire damage, but I do some. And so, like, between these two things, I do have an advantage, because while he has, you know, disadvantages versus some damage types I'm taking advantage of quite a bit, see, look at all that spirit damage. I don't have any special vulnerabilities to his. Like these guys, like see, no vulnerabilities at all. Like, I am not especially resistant, but I have enough defensive power that he's not going to be doing nearly the same percentage of the listed damages that I am. I don't know where he got this guy. It was probably from maybe a Rally of the Lieges or something like that. Okay, so he killed my summon, and hey, look, it did not, in fact, trigger this Age of Death. However, he did get 10 combat casting points there, which is something that, you know, is a big advantage for Shadow, and means he will be able to be, even with the Spelljammer, he's going to definitely be able to outscale me in regards to spell casting during the battle. Huh. Interesting. So it does look like he, so before the battle I was taking a look at these units, and this guy was cold focused. So it does look like he respec'd it to be fire focused, which is interesting. Which is something, once again, I had intended to do that. Not for fire. I was actually going to make my Elementalist into a lightning one, simply because I have a lot of synergy with lightning damage. He also did a Fulminate against me, which didn't do a whole lot of damage. It does, yeah, it just didn't do a lot of damage. I'm not sure why he even bothered, to be quite honest. Okay, so took a shot there. A few little negative stative effects here. I wonder if any of these guys are going to be in range of mine on the next turn. Probably just out of range. But, you know, with all of these defenders, I do have quite a bit of capability for... Okay, so he summoned something there. Oh, you know, it just jumped over there. That's fine. I can kill it before advancing forward. And like I said, so for this side, you know, he doesn't have a strong enough force to sort of like resist the pressure from both of these sides at the same time. So what I'm going to be able to do is just kind of like slowly push forward. And hopefully my defensive and healing capabilities are such that I'll be able to overwhelm him with guys. Yeah, even with this Angel of Death, he wasn't able to do a whole lot of damage to this guy. Like, maybe the goal here is to stack negative status effects on my guys until it reaches the point where I cannot keep up anymore. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am feeling pretty good about this battle. It could end up going wrong. Like, you never know when you're dealing with other players. Like, my opponent here is pretty savvy, at least. We've been fairly well matched in the past. So it may be that he ends up coming out ahead. Okay, well that's interesting. That may be a trap. But if it is a trap, it is a very tempting one. Okay, yeah, let's take that trap. We're gonna hit for 49 damage. I can also start hitting from over on this. Actually, before I do anything else there, I'm gonna see what I need to do to handle this situation. So this can blow up this guy. Not quite where I wanted, but I might be able to finish him off here. Yeah, let's try to finish him off with this summon. There we go. So that thing's dead. This guy can still potentially do something here, or I can push back here. This guy's kind of a problem, but I can deal with a lot of that problem just with my Geomancer here. And then so she can't do anything about that. This can just finish it off, which, yeah, I'll let that happen. And then, let's see. So the risk is, even with my heroes being individually stronger, he does have a lot of power right here. So if I push forward too much, then he's going to be able to kill someone. Or at least, because I took the Naga transformation, I took this in part because, it gives the light and electricity resistance, and I knew that he was going to be using light and electricity. But I also took it in part because they have the ability to basically jump away when they get killed. Additionally, since I'm heavily invested in order, all of my heroes have Keeper's Mark, which means it's actually going to be fairly tough to kill my heroes, fairly tough to kill my units. So I have some, defensive capabilities here, which are nice. Okay, so let's see. So I can actually maybe... I'm going to give up my bonus there to be able to hit this thing twice. This guy will... Actually, I may... Yeah, I want to blow up that. Let's see. What else can I do? Because I want to kill this. Okay, what I can do here with her is I can go ahead and drop another one of these, and this will be in a good position to shoot back at this thing and also forward strike. Okay, unfortunately only 50% chance there, but that does enough damage there so I can finish it with him. And I have a special that means infecting. That means whenever I kill one of his units with my dragon, it becomes a zombie. So, two can play at this game. So we're going to move these guys forward, use them as little traps. I'm going to just make a decision on that later. This is going to go up here, I guess, and hit these two. Wanted to get that, but I will accept this as a consolation prize. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, is there anything else I want to do here? So I crafted his polearm, so he has leap, which makes it so I'm much more likely to be able to get off triple attacks there. Let's see, there's nothing. Okay, actually, I could do another summon here, because she has this summon spider mark thing, monarch, which can only be used, I guess, once per battle, but that's fine. I can use it during this opening phase, I think. And the spider, what the spider's going to do is the spider's going to go over here. It's going to do a leap, I guess, right here. And then I'm going to do, I guess, this. They're going to kill in retaliation, I think. But what I can do perhaps is just advance slightly. Okay, these guys cannot advance, but I am not super worried about that. They can, as you can see, look at this, 15 damage from that. Sure, you can drop a breath weapon on it, but they just, and this is even before I defend. So yeah, see, these guys are going to just move up a little bit and defend. That's nice. Actually, I'm going to move him back here because it's extra important that he stays alive. Him, I don't see a real reason to move up. This guy, which one is this one? Oh yeah, I will move him up right here for defense. These guys are going to move up a little bit to defend here. The other nice thing about this serpent transformation is that it caused all of my guys to become faster. Granted, it's not like that different from, I missed an attack there, that's unfortunate. It's not like that much different from what you get from athletics. I mean, it's basically I could kill that guy here. Oh, let's do that. Bam, okay, that's awesome. That is worth anything that happens as a result of that. And I don't think that much is going to happen here. Because look at these guys have, I mean, he may kill my support, but I think that's something that I gladly trade a support for a hero. And actually what I could do is I can cast my first spell. I'm going to go and cast this Resilient Incarnation, okay. And so what this is going to do is this is going to give 8 defense and resistance to all of these guys. So probably what I'll do, I'm probably going to just put it on these 4. Like she's a little bit less important at this point, and I want to keep my charging guy, my Tyrant Knight alive. So let's do this. So yeah, so 8 levels of that. So they are now in the 20s for defense, and even this guy has like 20 for resistance. So let's see what happens here. Okay, this feels good. Love killing an enemy hero before it gets a chance to retaliate against me like that. I will do that all day, every day, before it gets a chance to hit me. So now we'll just have to see what happens on his turn. Okay, so what did he just do? So he just cast Unholy Champion. So he just really buffed up one of his units. Which one was it, though? Okay, yeah, it was his Elementalist. So he's probably going to do his AoE here. But look at this, 12 damage for an Unholy Champion. Chaining Evocation, I mean, this is not super impressive. Oh man, I do like Architects. There's been some complaints on the Age of Wonders Discord about them. Like there's the argument is that their early game units suck, and they're fine. I think they're fine, but I think people just are used to auto resolving with everything, and they're a little bit better in manual than auto resolve. So I think that's kind of a count against them. But their late game is just really, really nice. And this is also a new unit. This is the Paladin, which are good. But I don't think anything that's been happening here so far is Paladin specific. It could be just we have tier 3 defenders that are you can plop into any faction, which are racial. Like that is something that's new. But like overall, I think it's just this is mostly just a yeah. I mean, I'll heal all of that next turn. But yeah, no, I think this is mostly just a architect thing, and us being able to get late enough in the game that I have significant levels of incarnation ready. And in fact, if this battle had taken place one turn later, I would have had 2 more. Yeah, well, I mean, what is he going to do about that? Like what I'm going to do next turn is I'm going to drop this Cleansing Rain, remove all the debuffs from them. I also have my Prosperity Dragon over here who can drop their Rain of Prosperity, which will get rid of even more status effects, give them some more grace. And then I am going to be able to just punch him back here, probably. With him having done hardly anything at all to my units. Those are a lot of status effects, though. And you'll notice he isn't trying to do anything with my support, which is nice. But all of these negative status effects that he laid out on me, they're going to be gone. Okay, so let's see what it was. So he just put some positive status effects on his units. In fact, because he's so focusing so much on this, that I'm going to be able to really like move up and kind of crush into his front line here. Like I think this is a good time to deploy the dragon. I can cast that spell again next turn. Probably not on these guys. I mean, maybe on these guys again. We'll just that's a question mark. But these guys are likely to, what was that? Oh, he I guess he did his double spell to do Arcane Supercharge, which boosted up one of his Magic Origin units. Okay, so he is defensive moding. Okay, this is his warrior. So he's really, really going all in and fighting against this group, which I understand. Like that's a very reasonable decision. So because of that, I am definitely going to be doing that spell on them again. This turn, rather than engaging with these guys, probably, I want to see what happens over on this side, but rather than engaging with these guys, I am going to start pushing forward on these sides. These guys are going to be defensive, and I'm going to use these as the anvil, and everybody else is the hammer. And in fact, yeah, he's concentrating. He's creating a little bundle of death right here, I think. I kind of wish my ritualist was over here, but that would probably make her too much of a target, because I think she's probably like the most vulnerable character I have in my entire lineup. Like even like more vulnerable than like these tier 3 guys. But you know, having another 9 defense and resistance would really help with that. Okay, what happened to the? What did he do? Oh, he pulled it up. Okay. Oh, did he get taunted? Okay, so what I am going to do, this is fine, not a big deal. Let's see, do I have the range to do that? Yeah, that's fine. I can still do this. In fact, I can hit some of his guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a new blob here. So what this is going to do, this is going to remove all of the negative status effects from my guy and take away all the positive status effects from his. Ideally, I would hit this one too, but I think it's more important to protect mine. Okay, so that's all taken care of. But I'm going to decide what I do with the rest of this turn later. I want to do some engagement here. So he only has 3 here, really. So what we're going to do, let's see. So if I do a smite's not bad at all. Yeah, we're coming in. We're going to YOLO this. And the extra nice thing about that is even after that, they go back into defense mode after the smite, which is pretty handy. So we're going to lock down these guys and hopefully kill them. Yeah, hardly any damage. Okay, so he's not going to quite... Let me see what I can do with this guy. I would prefer to be over on this side of things when I attack. Maybe, yeah, like right here. So in a counterattack, they're going to... I mean, that's a fair amount of damage. But what we'll do is I'm going to push this guy away. Or not. Okay, I guess that didn't work. All right. Unfortunate. Hit there. And then he goes into defensive mode. And what nice thing is that as he attacks, I'm going to hit him back way, way harder. Okay, so this one... This guy's going to move up. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just... Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to move this one up here. He's going to move up here. This, I can't really attack anybody here, and there's no point in doing hit points, so I'll do this. She is going to... I don't have a lot of healing that needs to happen, so I'll just do that right there. And then finally, my hero is going to move up here. I don't think there's anything specifically I want to do here. So she is just going to go into defense mode. I don't think I can hit anything. Nope. Defense mode it is. Okay, so this side. This guy, I am going to try to kill this. My dragon, how far can my dragon go? Okay, my dragon can only go up to here. What I am going to do now, though, so I have 3 stacks of Fervor. I'm going to hold off. I do kind of want to do Warrior's Fervor to give him extra strengthen, but he can't actually use that quite yet. So what I will do instead is I'm going to move right here. next to his spider. I'm going to condemn one of his units. Oh, is this only melee range? Okay, fine, whatever. I'll condemn him. And what that's going to do is it's going to heal all of my guys. Not a lot because of this Age of Death, but it's still, you know, it counts. I could do a breath weapon. What will a breath weapon do? Not very much, because these guys are resistant to the... I took a nature dragon, so they're resistant to the nature damage. But look at this. This is incredible. Okay, so I'm going to kill this. This gives me another zombie. I'm going to send my zombie over here to... This is a... Yeah, just lock him up a little bit. So this guy's going to come up here. Just do it like a little pinprick. This guy's going to come up here. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll have him come up here, do a little pinprick. These are mostly to just like force him out of position to some extent. It makes him much less able to use some of the 3 AP abilities. And also it potentially forces his guys to attack these rather than them if he wants to do that. He is definitely just doing this. It's gonna... I'll do that last though. Here. And then she doesn't have a lot to do. If I move her up, there is some risk that she just dies outright, unfortunately. So, because I don't have as much of a defensive blob here as I do in some of these other spots. Okay, so this one, I'm going to go right here, I think. Or right here? Yeah, let's go right here. So I'm going to go here, take a shot at him. She's going to go right here. Because they're a little bit less able to affect me from this side. Okay, my dragon is... I'm going to move this guy up here. Yeah, that's 85% is sufficient. This one is going to go up here and just hopefully prevent some untimely deaths. I'm going to move him in a slightly more forward position, I think. I'll move him over here next to my dragon. It may get him killed, but it will allow me to counter punch pretty effectively. So there. And then I need to make a decision about over here. So he can actually hit pretty hard. Let's see, I can hit this guy for 42. The question though, can I actually finish this guy off? I might be able to finish this guy off. Does he have any sort of defensive measures that will keep him alive? Yes, he does have slip away. It's probably still worth it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna mess this guy up. So he's gonna do 50 damage here. Then, yeah, let's just do a little condemnation. No, that's not, oh, he's steadfast. Okay, that's fine. He's still pretty weak now. So I'm actually gonna move him over here and he's gonna drop a little defensive tactics. Then I will do this resilient incantation again and just make everybody like push their defenses through the roof. And then I'm going to end with this Reign of Prosperity. It's going to remove a status effect from everybody and give everybody an additional layer of grace. These guys automatically get a layer of grace at the start of the turn, but now like this is like 30 extra hit points that they have to chew through on top of their extreme defenses. They may come over here and push back and try to take down my dragon, try to kill my Tyrant Knight, but I'm not super concerned. But I could be wrong. This could end up going very badly for me. We'll see. Huh, what happened to that extra decaying zombie I had? I do not know. I guess we'll see. All right, so he's probably, he's figuring out how he wants to get out of this situation. This guy, I'm about to kill a second hero. He will definitely die next turn. He has Steadfast this turn. I did not notice he had that Steadfast ability. I wonder where he's getting it from. Oh, Berserker's Rage. Okay. He probably got that as a level up. But yeah, so this, and he also has Slip Away. So he's going to be a little bit hard to track down, but I think, and he also has Eternal One. That's nice. Yeah, so this guy's gonna be a little bit tough to kill permanently, but I think if he gets turned into a zombie with my leader, then he does not actually get to come back. So I may try to do that. If my Ritualist was a little closer, I could also blow him up with Decompose, and I may end up moving my Ritualist, deeper into this direction to deal with that, especially if like all of his guys have Eternal 1, because they might. Yes, so all of them will come back after 2 turns, so I will need to focus on killing them with my dragon as much as possible, or have my Ritualist on hand to decompose them. Okay, what did he do here? Oh, he dominated my Tyrant Knight. Okay. All right, from this guy. All right, so this guy means he is a primary target now. I mean, I have lots of primary targets, to be fair. See, it looks like he casted a spell, Explosive Manifestation. So where did he attack me in the black back line? Ah, over here. Okay, so yeah, so he is taking a shot potentially at my champion here. Okay. Yeah, so he's not running away here. He's going to start beating on my guys here. He's just using the breath weapon, which I can defend against a little bit less. Okay, yeah, so he's healing him up a little bit with his Warlock ruler, which is fine. He's steadfast, which means I don't think he can attack right now. I could be wrong, though. I'm basing this mostly off of the fact that it's Berserker Rage, so he actually already attacked at the beginning of the turn, so he can't do anything else really with him right now. Which is acceptable for me. I don't think I have anything that can get rid of his domination, which is unfortunate. I would prefer to be able to do so. Okay, so he's not concentrating as much. He's dealing with all of the things that I'm sending after him. This looks like it might be another summon, actually. Which is fine. The summons are great delaying tactics, so that's actually a good move. Okay, so he's trying to hit me in the back lines a little bit. But once again, it's just not that big of a deal. Likely, if she's still alive, I'm going to actually probably run her over here and drop the AoE heal. Okay, so he dominated another thing. Okay, yeah, so he's going after her. Which is not ideal, of course. Question is, how much damage can I do back? Because I do have like a few tools over here that could potentially kill this and give me my mage back. I mean, my knight back here. Okay, yeah, a little bit of damage here, not very much. Wait, what is this? Oh, I guess he polymorphed my one of my paladins, so that's all right. I mean, it's not great. I admit that, but it's fine. I can reverse it in a second anyway. If this doesn't work on this, it will definitely work on this. He'll probably kill it this turn, though. You generally polymorph in order to make something easier to kill. Okay, so apparently being turned into a whatever it got turned into prevented it from doing it slip away from working, which makes sense. But it still ended up like jumping over here for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so he's being able to really take advantage of some of the his more powerful tools in his kit. So that's working out well for him. Actually, maybe I'll just use the heal over here. Okay, so it's my turn. All right, so what can I do? So first off, can I actually recover? Yes, I think I can. Oh, it didn't work. Unfortunate. Okay, but I can kill him. Oh, and he jumped over here so I can kill him again. Let's see, what other tools do I have that can potentially save some of the situation? So I'm going to also try to recover this guy. It did not work. All right. So her, let's see. So I am going to, this is going to pull attack of opportunity, which will go to her, which is fine. And then I'm going to do two things here. So she has 3 stacks of grace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smite. Oh, wow, that is really good. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a regular attack here. That is really nice. This knight is not occupied and can finish off this issue, which should give me my, yeah, so he's no longer a threat, which means she's no longer based, which means well, that's not actually useful, but which means I can do something here potentially. So I can hit 3 guys right here with this AoE. I will definitely do that. I think, actually, let me see how Frostfall detonation compares. Not as much damage, for some reason. Okay, regardless, let's go ahead and do this. Can I get his leader? Kind of. Actually, before I do that, let me click on Mr. Dragon Guy and see how much. Oh, okay, well, I could put alternatively, I could just try to kill his ruler, which means no more spells. Yeah, I think that's what I got to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up here. So he has, does he not have any? I don't know. We'll see. So he's going to go up here. I'm going to do a smite. I can just one-shot smite him. So let's just one-shot smite him. Or not. What happened there? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Don't know what that was, but I will take it. Okay, so now back to this. I imagine he's not particularly pleased at those results right there. Did either of these guys get frozen? It doesn't look like it. This thing got frozen though, and I'll definitely take that. This guy is actually, I'm gonna move my Mask of, let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my Mask of Prosperity on her and then reapply it over here, because I want to keep this one alive. So we're going to break it, and then we're going to reapply it here. This one already did something. This is fine. This is not a great situation, but, you know, I will give up this flank to win the overall battle. Okay, so what's going on over here? Let's figure this out. So first off, he can easily kill this. He cannot easily kill this. He can do some damage, I guess. Yeah, let's do some damage there. Yeah, I'm just going to have him finish this guy off. Then I am going to have him... Actually, I will have... She's probably going to die, but I will go ahead and remove all of these negative stacks while I'm at it. So he's in a slightly better position. You can either do 28 here, 28 here. I'm likely to focus fire here and have my ritualist run away. So let's focus fire on this guy. You are going to run over in this direction. And then I am going to... I can't quite reach any of these. I can reach this. That doesn't help. Yeah, exiting out of these is kind of random. Let's just go to next unit. It'll let me come back here. Okay, so I'm just going to move back here. This is going to take a step back. Okay, so I guess it had already used up its action for the turn. So we are going to move as far as we can and still get 2 attacks. So we'll go back here, double strike. You know, that's some damage. That's fine. I don't think I need this right now. How much damage can he do here? 52, that's a lot of damage. What I'll probably do is I'm going to actually use this on her to make sure she stays alive for the next turn. So she's going to... Oh, she can't. Okay, so she may die in a second. Polymorph doesn't seem like a great idea. Healing, I like healing here, yeah. But it doesn't seem like strictly necessary, because they have to kill her. They have to kill, like I think all the damage gets transferred to her. Let me verify that. Yeah, it's all transferred and with a 35% damage reduction. I can attack, which is fine. I think I will attempt to polymorph. No, I'm just going to hit it. Okay, and for spells, so I'm not really concerned about this set of units. They're pretty resilient. They're not very vulnerable. What I am concerned about is these set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give them, these 3 units, this resilient incarnation again. So it's less likely that they're going to kill all of my guys here next turn. And yeah, so this was a pretty good turn. I killed 2 of his heroes. I killed his ruler. I don't feel like I am in a particularly awful position here. So let's see how his counterattack works. Okay, he actually surrendered. he just sent me a message on Discord saying, well, I look pretty effed, but I have to get my daughter. So he just, that may be the end of the battle. So what we're going to do now is, well, he and I will probably pick this up a little bit later, but I'm going to stop the recording now. We'll do a part 2 a little bit later, featuring the rest of the battle, unless he just surrenders outright. But yeah, as expected, like this entire situation is going very, very well for me. All he has left is, I guess he has 3 of his 6 initial heroes, and they're all in pretty bad damage condition. My dragon is incredible and doing in incredible shape, and it's just most of his lineup has just utterly collapsed. So we'll see if there's a part 2 or not. If not, then thank you for watching. This was fun. I'm glad it honestly played out fairly similar to what I expected it would, but there was always, there was some pretty powerful stuff on the other side, so there's a chance that it wouldn't. But I guess we will see what happens next time. Thank you all for watching.